Exactly. Like in the China scene right now, there's a lot of tournaments going on, and some prominent teams are playing the Snapfire mid, and it's just an insane tempo hero. You get the Aghanims at minute 14, 15, you got the Lifestealer, you can just shoot him in onto a support, and the support dies. That's it, he dies. There's the Doom though for Khan. That's a post 3 hero or a post 2 hero. He can be played on both roles. He can also be played on 4, I guess. Instapick CK. Oh, whoa, wait a
Oh.
second.
No, this is Toby's hero. This is the yeah. So they've done this before. They're gonna actually run the Chaos Knight in the 3, the Snapfire in the 4. You're gonna have Lifestealer in the 1. Lena is still a potential flex because Vikings still have the final pick. Likely,
Yeah.
we're gonna see Boom's hero as the final one to come out though, and this should maybe be like a uh, Lena 5. Actually, no, I think more likely Lena 4 and then Snapfire 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alpha 5, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. This Doom, I don't like this Doom pick, I gotta admit. He doesn't deal well with a Lifestealer. Sure, he can Doom him, but Lifestealer doesn't really care about being doomed. If he gets his rage off, he can just hit the Doom back. And laning-wise, it's a really, really hard matchup for the Doom. So they will probably put the Doom in mid lane, but I still don't know. He also doesn't really have a good matchup against the Chaos Knight. I mean, he didn't see the Chaos Knight, but still doesn't look like a good Doom game so far. Let's see what Khan picks here, though.
Right now, looking at the draft, like they still need to get their true carry. They could maybe do with I want to say some sort of save or better sustain because right now you have good initiation. You've got this tiny, you've got this Doom. That's not what you're lacking. Maybe some wave clear as well, so that you can deal with the waves pushing in, but also the Chaos Knight as the game goes on.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like the wave push is a huge. Oh, there's the Medusa.
All right, there you go. That'll deal with waves. That'll deal with many illusions as well. Pretty good hero. I think they changed Chaos Knight's illusions though, so they don't instantly get killed by Stone Gaze anymore.
Yeah, exactly. They're like hard illusions or however they are called, but they can't be insta-killed by Hex, by Stone Gazing, by Mana Drain anymore. So that's a bonus. But still, the matchup isn't really that great for Chaos Knight because Medusa, she will stone your illusions and she will kill those with a split shot. So far, pretty good Medusa game. The Viking heroes don't really have that huge damage to break through a fat Medusa. But they kind of have good sustained damage in the Leicester in the Snapfire with the Mortimer Kisses. They can deal with the Medusa. It all depends on the last picks coming out here. Well, it will decide on what kind of Dota game we're gonna see. Farming heroes or maybe even early aggression. You can
I
play
would
that.
say that we've highlighted the Stone Gaze and how it can actually deal with this lineup, but the condition you have to meet is you have to hit the button before you're stunned, right? That's one
That's true.
thing Viking can do. They have a lot of chain stun. So
Yeah.
once again, I wouldn't say it's a bad idea if they were to go and pick some sort of save now. The problem is I don't think you've got room because now we're probably talking like what? Tiny, potentially mid, but probably 4. Doom should be 3. Medusa 2 or 1. So you're probably looking at a carry or a mid here.
Yeah, if they're like ultra crazy, they can do something like I don't know, like Venge 1 or something. I don't know, man. They can do a lot actually. They can go for a secondary carry, or they can just put all eggs into
Of
the Medusa
course.
basket.
There we go.
That's the
That's
Medusa.
kind of your
All right.
classic right now. When you get this phase in the draft and you say, well, we kind of got some gaps. It's I don't want to say it's the Kunkka style, but it is that kind of classic, let's fill these gaps in our draft type hero
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. The Wizard, he just offers so much. He can catch people. He can engage. He can kind of deal with split push. It's kind of a jack of all trades. So this hero, he will start fights. He will disable supports. He will enable kills. But in the end, the Medusa is gonna be the carry. That's it. He's gonna be the hard carry. He's gonna carry this game for Khan if it comes to that. Let's see what Viking picks for the mid lane though.
Now you see this matchup, you're trying to think of heroes that can get at the health pool without worrying about physical damage. I mean, you could still go for someone like Lena, but you're very vulnerable at 6, so maybe someone a little bit more bulky. It's too greedy to see the ultimate count, which is along the lines of things like Anti-Mage, Slark, these heroes that actually pierce directly your health. They go for the Invoker. So this is actually going to give them a way of kind of matching the pace the Void Spirit sets in that mid game.
Yeah. And also a hero that deals pretty well with the Medusa because you can burn her mana. You can kite her pretty well with the Ice Wall. And Cold Snap is also pretty annoying for a Medusa. Just imagine yourself being a 280 base movement speed Medusa, sitting in an Ice Wall, being Cold Snapped up. That's a pretty rough situation. But the Medusa, if she gets items can become the final boss. Like she can become the final boss and become kind of unkillable threat. But I gotta give it to Viking GG right now. Like offlane CK, yeah, it's kind of off meta, but I think their timing is good. And this lifestealer also doesn't really have any answers in the enemy team. Like Gilgir and Cheshire Cat, that's an offline lifestealer simply doesn't give a damn about. He's gonna free farm for sure. Doom and Tiny, there's actually kill threats. Snapper and Lifestealer. We have seen that before, this Lifestealer lane from the Mud Golems. Skeeter on his Lifestealer, always going for the War Venom, pressuring that offlaner so damn well. And Doom plus Tiny, they're both super low armor. They'll get a lot of pressure into themselves. That lane is going to be super good for Viking. Mid Void Spirit against Invoker. I think it's slightly Void Spirit favored, but I think Boom can actually deal with that lane pretty well. And well, on the top lane, Viking with Alina with this Chaos Knight against Medusa Eng. I guess that's a pretty decent lane for Khan, but Viking GG with the double stun, they probably should be able to pressure that Medusa slightly. So I kind of fear for Khan because all their lanes are they're not winning any one lane convincingly, in my opinion.
The draft right now looks way too greedy. Like, you think about Doom, you know, he wants a little bit of time with Devour, and you picked a Medusa that's already like increased that greedometer by a decent margin. And then you're talking about a lineup of 5 heroes that very quickly, after the laner phase alone, are willing to run at you, being drafted by a team that it's kind of their signature thing. It's the thing which comes to mind for a lot of people when you talk about Viking. They like to immediately play off the lane as 5 if they can and just harass the crap out of you.
Yeah, exactly. And this lineup can do this for sure. CK Lina, like that's a classic double stun. It's not a Sand King, but it's still a double stun. And scaling double stun, the CK off lane. I mean, it is not a carry CK, of course, but this hero can scale. Let's see if he goes for an Aghanims. I could even imagine him going an Aghanims because this item is pretty busted, to be honest. You can globally dispel your teammates. It's only a soft dispel, I guess, but it's still super, super convenient.
Does it work against the Stone Gaze? No, you can't dispel it. So I'm thinking
No, I
like
don't think so.
probably not the best because Avalanche is instant stuns, right? And then
Yeah,
you obviously can't get rid of Doom.
Yeah, you can dispel the Void Spirit Aghanims AoE silence, which is cute, but I'm not too sure if we're gonna see it. But it's just a nice backup plan to have if like there's an Orchid coming out for the Void Spirit or something. I don't know.
More likely we see the semi-carry approach for Toby. He'll just try and go for something like the armlet, the drums. Like he's just trying to ramp up the rest of his lineup. And that does work well for them, especially with Boom then going for the more supportive items, things like the Solar Crest, to just make this lifestealer spooky as all hell. That seems to be Viking's way. They always try and create 2 carries, whether it's the POS 1, the POS 2, or the POS 1 and the POS 3.
Yeah. Mio already all chatting. Good luck, have fun. I knew outplayed. Okay.
Yeah, they tried to get his ward on the mid. It's actually really smart. Like, look at this. So they came up really confidently, sentried, and then instantly pinged the lower side. But look at where Mio put his ward.
Super smart. Super smart. You gotta admit. That was a good move from him. Outplayed the sentry.
Problem is, when he says it like that, now you got the mind games. Like, do you believe him? Or do you still buy that sentry look and go, crap?
Maybe.
3 heroes top, by the way.
Yeah, they are switching the lanes up on Khan. They probably detected that in a traditional laning stage, they aren't really getting out ahead, and that's why they decided to go aggro try and let Cheshire Cat on that bot lane solo. I'm not so sure about that though, because when Aramis decides to go top, I think that Chaos Knight is pretty fine against Doom, and the tri lane top is not too bad from Viking, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty spooky, right? Medusa doesn't usually want to be in these tri lanes, especially when you talk about your Cookie, you've got the LSA. But I feel like right now what we're seeing is a repeat of the way they approached the first game, where they're kind of selling Cheshire Cat out here. The difference being, in that game, it was an amazing Mars game. You knew he was going to have relevance without gold. Doom doesn't function in the same light. The whole concept of this hero is he can actually get gold quicker than most heroes in the game. And he can also die quicker than a lot of strength-based heroes in that off lane as Aramis gets the final hit. They even got the salve out of him.
Yeah, that's rough. And the lane is pushing as well. Look, all these creeps dying. He's not getting a single point of XP. And look, the creep wave's coming already. Toby will tank it before the tower, and he won't be able to run to the lane because there's a Lina standing stopping him from even going to the creeps at all. Like, oh my god, this observer would also scouting Cheshire Cat. This guy is having such a struggle. Like, oh my god. He doesn't
And
even get
Aramis is
XP.
he's blocking the camps as well, so he's forced him to only have the option of the small camps. And when you
Yep.
are a solo Doom like this, you're praying to get the opportunity to get one of those big creeps when you get that level 2 Devourer, and I don't think Aramis is ever going to let that happen.
Oh. I mean, so far, he can't even devour the big creeps because he's only level 2. And,
Oh, at least putting some aggression on Celery, but he's holding the cookie. He should be able to get out, and he has a salve as well. Or does he get out? The enchant, they clip onto him. He's dead. Good pick.
pretty sweet. Pretty sweet, but I still feel like this game is a disaster. Like, this lane is a disaster for Doom. And top, I mean, it's fine. I mean, Shard is at least getting XP, while Cheshire Cat is not even getting a single point of XP in the last 30 seconds. And the lane is perfectly controlled by Toby. And as far as this game goes, Toby is a boss 1. Like, this farm is boss 1 heavy.
This is what we said. They like to do this. They ensure that they have these 2 possibilities to carry them as the way they draft a lot of the time. And, you know, you can see that regen coming out in the core, but I wouldn't be surprised if Aramis snipes this, that you can kind of predict that should be coming. Gilga has finally decided the tri lane is not a good idea anymore, though.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they got something going on top. Yeah, but bottom was just too much of a burden. Like, it was just a horrible destruction. Like, Cheshire Cat 3 CS. Like, not even close to level 3. Oh my god, Aramis punching him.
I think he could be dead here. The right click.
Stout Shield procced. Oh, I guess it's the intrinsic damage block melee heroes have by now.
It was the tower. The tower saved him there because he got in range for the extra armor. Without that, he's dead 100%.
Exactly. And man, this lane is... What? Oh, Gilgear, no.
He just TP'd here.
No. Yeah, he just TP'd. 40 seconds cooldown. It's going to be 25 seconds cooldown when he respawns. Walk of Shame is going to be happening. And, well, Shot, he is pretty happy in this game. Like, of course, he's not like top net worth, but look at the Doom. He's like 1k at minute 4. Yeah.
You can't do this to Doom. It's not this type of hero that you kind of perceived maybe a few patches ago where, like, he'll recover. He'll always recover.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not going to happen.
You know, with enough time, anything can recover, right? With enough time being left alone, that is the case. But as we said, Vikin have played a draft here that is intended to get aggressive very early on. And even under a tower, they're not hesitant to do exactly that. It's like Cheshire Cat, just look at this. This Scorched Earth always been procced in a way that there's no turnaround. There's always just a runaway option, and that's it.
Yeah, this is huge pressure. Gilgear doing the walk of shame. Oh, Aramis might feed here, but...
No, he can't. There's a double stun potential. LSA still on cooldown, so they'll toss Toby in. But he's got the South. And this is the other annoying part. They've just picked such bulky heroes. The Snapfire, the Lifestealer, the Chaos Knight. Like, where is your easy picks at the start of these lanes?
They're not happening at all. The lane is good again.
Watch out with your mic there. You got a bit far away. What was that?
Oh, like lane is in a perfect position once again for the Viking boys. The lane is back. No real chance for the Khan boys to get any XP. They're pulling, that's good. Still, this lane is just absolute destruction on bot lane. And Gilgear, like, he's losing mana again, using his avalanche. And this bottom lane is just such a heavy burden. And, well, Shot, he's pretty happy. Like, he's close to the Medusa and farm. And he's happy about that. CK, meanwhile, and even Invoker in mid lane. They're having such a good time.
Yeah,
well,
Boom's already forced Mio to run back once as well as the other rough part for him.
Yeah, and this Doom, like, he's kind of recovering on levels, but it's just such a slow game for him. Farm-wise, he doesn't even have boots so far.
I mean, look at this. Again, just the pressure. Like, you activate the Scorched Earth, you got the Ghost Creep, but Aramis doesn't care. Now that he's level 3, he's got the spam ability to just max out his Fiery Souls almost instantly, and at that stage, there's really no favorable trade short of tossing him under tower.
Exactly. Top Shot actually being pressured out of hitting CS slightly. So Shot actually the boss 1, but in this game, taking more of an offlane role. You just gotta admit, in the early laning stage, he had the worst lane out of his team, which is still a decent lane compared to the Doom. But look at Lina. Look at Lina, man. 1.9k.
J4. I mean, this is the rough part. Like, you can try and do whatever you want at the start of this lane to stop a Lifestealer. Him farming is an inevitability, and the quick switch around to, like, fix that lane is rotations from Boom, which you already mentioned it, right? The Invoker against the Medusa as well. It's not just the Enchantress that has to be scared of.
Yeah.
This is how you kind of measure whether you feel good as a Void Spirit. When you get level 6, if you can't make a kill happen with double Astral Step against your mid opponent, you're kind of feeling bad about the lane. And that's the problem against Quaswex Invoker. It's ridiculously good. Not only that, the Tornado against your Resonant Pulse gets rid of that instantly. But just defensive spells to get him out and away. And Gilga, like, this is an ambitious attempt to try for a toss back, but where's your play? Mio is now here, but it was too obvious. Like, Doom is almost dead. You're running towards them for a toss back. I could even read that play. I mean, that's setting the low standard here.
Yeah, and boom, like, look at him. He is
goes.
so tanky. He's so tanky in the tower. He can't be killed by the Void Spirit and just rotates top once again. And he might even get the Medusa right now. That's a huge kill. That's a huge kill.
They know exactly where he is.
She's looking dead.
She's got no Tornado for a few seconds. The Cold Snap, EMB coming out to slow down Celery. He's trying to arrive in time. The Cookie, then the Buckshot follow-up will get him low, but now maybe not enough damage. As Gilga does come up, they'll just Tornado him back away. But, I mean, it's equal piece, right? The difference being you've applied aggression in a way that's going to force Naive back for a bit, but when that rotation is made by Void Spirit, it's a shrug.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, of course, Mio got a lot of damage on the mid tower, but it's still standing, and the Medusa, like, he's really not happy about this game. Like, he's close to level 6, but not 6 quite yet. While the CK, look at him, like, he's 7 already, sitting nicely in that saddle of his, like, Echo Saber is soon to be finished. Ooh, except Mio.
Oh, and Tiny. Oh, Mio more. Like, I mean, Gilga, no escape from that. That was his TP out as well. He's not having a good game, and we were kind of relying on this, right? This was one of your primary initiators, and then, you know, your secondary initiator early in the draft, we're talking about it being this Doom, who's also having a rough game. So Mio has to basically get his whole team, stick them on his back, and hope that he doesn't, you know, pop his back and permanently end up in a wheelchair.
Exactly, because Mio, like, so far he's been having a good game, farms the neutral items for his team as well. But he really has to carry his team through the mid game now. I would say the mid game has started right now, and Mio really has to do some heavy lifting because the Medusa is nowhere close to being fight ready. And the Doom, yeah, he's got the Doom, but still, what else does he got? Nothing really. 1 point Scorched Earth, not even phase boots. This guy is not ready.
And look at Boom. Boom comes down to him straight away. They're trying to move forward on top, and Phantasm does get activated. Stun throw now. But with Mio here, they should have the damage to bring him down. It's just a case of whether they hemorrhage any kills on the way out. But it looks like they're quick enough with just a measly level 1 Scorched Earth to make their escape.
Pretty sweet. I mean, he's only got the Doom, but in combination with the Mio Void Spirit for the damage, it's actually enough to kill the Boom Invoker. And I mean, that was a top 3 net worth hero to get there. Good move by Khan, and this is what Mio has to be doing. Getting those kills, applying pressure, giving Medusa space.
Even yonking some runes along the way to ensure they get a nice little influx of cash, and Aramis needs to be a little bit careful here. Mio does have 1 Astral Step and Assimilate, but it's too risky. You don't dive into that area blind.
Nice.
Meanwhile, top, Naive's in trouble. You said about that space for Medusa. Doesn't count when she's dying like this.
Yep. And she's just so far up on the lane. I think the Medusa, like, she kind of has to go to triangle right now because this top lane doesn't really work out for her anymore. Because if she's so far up the lane, she has to run like this entire way, and that's just too far away from her own tower to just play on that lane. I think she just goes to the jungle right now, or at least farms in the tower and doesn't go out. Just goes out this way.
What? Good night for Mio. They burn all of his mana. He had none left to make his escape. They almost found Gilga as well. But with that kill, they can apply some much needed pressure on this tier 1.
Oh my god, he doesn't have a stick. He doesn't have a stick against Invoker, and that, well, that, my friend, happens. If you don't have a magic stick or a magic wand against mana burn, you can just die without any mana and feel bad about yourself.
And here's my concern as well. Like, look at his item build.
Mio later rushed.
Yeah. So he's realizing, in fairness, they don't have enough damage. But then you have to question where your initiations come from. I mean, Gilga, we already said he's had a rough start. He's not been able to achieve much, and it's still not looking that great for him. Maybe if he finds Aramis like this, though, however, should be obvious. They'll be able to get on top of the Avalanche toss. Follow-up is good. Aramis tanky, but not enough, as Mio is also there.
Good kill, good kill. Toby still waiting. Boom and Celery are also smoked. Shot, meanwhile, recovering on top lane. They could get a kill on Cheshire Cat. He's level 8.
Too deep. Cold Snap comes out. Stun, drag back into the EMP, and with a buckshot in his face, he knows he's going to hit the deck.
Really, pretty sweet. I mean, this Doom has came back pretty well. Like this, the first Doom usage was good. He's got a lot of XP, almost level 9. But this kill now, throwing him back again. Mid tower fell though. Good move by Khan.
That's the thing. It's the counter movement. They know they're going to surrender that tower, but getting rid of the tier 1 this early feels pretty damn good. They are going to have to address Shad at some point, as he is keeping up. In fact, he's been ahead for a while of the Medusa now.
Yeah. But she's slowly creeping up there. Like that hero, she slowly creeps up, and her farm speed is not getting lower anytime soon.
Oh, they might be baiting themselves. Okay, yeah, they did see it. They saw it. That's important there. If they go in for Shad, the kisses were available, so that could have backfired very quickly. They have got the Doom, though, so if Shad steps up to this tower, they will use that.
Exactly. And this seems to be a huge bloodbath. The only player missing is Toby, and he's also TPing in. So, boys, this is gonna be a big fight club.
You need the perfect Doom target. In this situation, probably Boom. I feel if you do not get Boom with the Doom, then Boom is what's going to happen to your chances of winning the fight.
Exactly. But still, the CK is also a huge threat. Level 10 Echo Saber treads. This man is a beast for sure.
The problem with using Doom on him, right, is he's got lifesteal built in. So he's like, okay, my choice here is I click you back and maybe you just live, or at least buy enough time that everyone around you dies.
Yeah, this is so true. Even the lifesteal, Lifesteal and Chaos Knight, both very, very tanky heroes. Both have lifesteal, so even if you doom them, they're not weak, they're not useless. They can still right-click.
Even if you catch them when they use the armlet, like they have the means to sustain. They are going double armlet in this game. Like, let's have a race. Who's going to get there first?
Yeah. Let's think he... Oh, no. Lifesteal's going to have it. Lifesteal's going to have it for sure.
Lifesteal's definitely going to have it, because CK, he did stop off that Echo Saber, of course.
Yeah, casual 2.6k invest. Still almost as quick on the armlet. Yeah, the Viking boys, they're just farming safely. They're like, the Medusa, yeah, she is a threat. She will maybe become a threat, but they just want to farm their items and play it slow, wait for the timings. And I think that's not a bad way to play, because the Invoker is also pretty close to the vessel, and they got their timings coming up.
Yeah, they understand that their timing is going to be quicker, and the pass spot they get off of like a double armlet is huge. Cheshire Cat, he's been spotted out. Toby knows about it. Phantasm activated, forcing him away. Stun for 2 seconds. Might be enough time for reinforcements to arrive. Cheshire Cat, he might be baiting himself here. Boom arrives, Cold Snaps out, Tornado EMP as well to ensure there's no Doom counterattack. And as a result, they'll bring down Cheshire Cat. And on the side, J4 being chased onto as well. Aramis whiffs the stun. But still a good fight. I'll secure the rune up here. They do lose out on the bot runes, though, as both Tiny and the Voice Spirit are stationed in their ancient area.
Yeah. And Mio, he's pretty close to the Desolator. Pretty close to level 2 Astral Step. This guy, yeah, sure, he doesn't really have that much disable compared to an Aghanims or an Eos build. But the Desolator offers just so much damage to cut through these Viking heroes.
Chad noob. He rages and walks past, and Gilga's in trouble. He's gone. They'll drag Mio to force out some spell usage at least. As a result, Mio has to run away. There's like a critical moment where Mio needs to not kind of hemorrhage kills, but just before you get the level 2 Astral Step. Because despite how good it looks, how amazing Astral Step looks at level 1, I mean, it's a long cooldown. It's a low cast range. It doesn't feel as amazing mobility-wise as people think. And Aramis, one more tap will kill him, but he's able to move away quick enough. Cheshire Cat baiting himself if he thinks he'll ever get this one.
Yeah. And now middle tower.
They used the kisses in the mid. That was the interesting part.
Yeah, they tried getting the kill, didn't get it, and now Mio can actually defend that mid tower. And I mean, these two teams, they're like neck and neck. Cheshire Cat going BKB before the dagger. All right. And Naive, he's slowly farming up. He's slowly creeping up. Overtook the shot. Lifestealer overtook the Boom Invoker. I mean, he's getting up there. Toby, the only one between Naive and the top farm spot.
And you know you need to apply pressure, because when you look at your heroes and you're talking about the Medusa, she is going to outfarm you. course, use this gold bearer at this stage of the game. But you need to find value with that gold that you've had invested in this CK, that you've had invested in this lifestealer.
True. Aramis pushing on top, finishing his Aether Lens. Pretty sweet item against Medusa as well, because Medusa, well, that hero isn't too mobile. And a hero that's not too mobile can get stunned pretty easily by these light strike arrays. So looking out for Aramis stunning the Medusa in the fights as well.
Toby was forced to use the Phantasm to just mess with me a little, but he still gets value out of it as they run down that tier 1 mid.
There's smoke from Cheshire Cat and J4. Are they trying to do something? Nah.
Well, there's a smoke from Vikin. This is actually quite smart, right? Because when the Phantasm's gone, you expect that's when Khan might try and make a move onto Toby, but he's still a 2.5k HP hero with that armor on, and Mio gets found straight away trying to move with his Simulate, but the mana burn is too much. And they make it look so easy to get rid of this mischievous Void Spirit.
Yeah, man. Like, normally this hero is so hard to kill because it's so volatile. Like the Dissimulate, the 2 Astro Steps, it's just so elusive, but they just kill him with the Mana Burn and the Cold Snap. And Naive is also being gone on.
He's a little bit too deep. This is the annoying part about Cookie, right? The fact you can catch him off guard. Sometimes you don't notice it heading for a creep, because you usually, when you're a Void Spirit, you usually see the creeps as someone you'll quickly burst down and kill. You're busy looking around for a hero.
Yeah. Shad going for the Halberd, and Halberd is one of those deadly items for Medusa.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if after Toby gets his next item, which it looks like he's maybe considering a Silver Edge, then maybe you just go for a Halberd as well. Tiny.
Being taken up. Damn, that guy exploded.
I mean, at least he's got his blink now, right? That's at least he's got that going for him. And Cheshire Cat, I mean, you don't want to have to do a Lena 4, but at this point, maybe you'll take whatever you can get.
Maybe not. He's deciding, no, I can't do this.
Just creeps.
I can't comfortably do this. No.
But
he? What he's being found by the Lena.
She's chasing.
Boom also coming.
He really messed up here. The greed of a Doom. Tornado through, which can set up an LSA with the EMP to burn all his mana and the Spirit Vessel on top of him. He's gone. They do lose Snapfire on the other side of the map, though. I say other side of the map, pretty close by. Toby did use the Phantasm, toss back on him. Avalanche armlet toggle to stay tanky enough to take one down. J4 is dead, and Toby cannot armlet toggle his way to safety.
It's a pretty sweet trade, I must admit. I mean, Toby, top farm, goes down. Has even used his ult and Naive. Well, he's farming away. No issues there. Only one really happy about the situation, Shot. He's been farming the entire game, and he's pretty close to the Halberd as well. And Halberd, as we already said, it's a nightmare for Medusa, because this hero doesn't really want to buy BKB and doesn't really incorporate status resistance into her build until very late. Yeah, sometimes they go Saint Yasha. Yeah, sometimes they go Satanic, but this game she went Manta, and the Satanic is only coming out like after you buy 2 or 3 items. So the
You're
Satanic
looking at maybe like 4th item, I want to say, is when you're thinking Satanic.
Exactly.
That's a long way off here.
Exactly. So the Satanic is probably come out at like minute 40, and she needs a way to deal with the evasion first, in my opinion. You need to deal with the evasion, and then maybe think about the Satanic, but that's a long time. It's a long time.
And we did get a preview into how you can screw Toby's Phantasms over a little bit, because the thing that really killed him there, the reason he couldn't get that armor toggle off, was because of the stolen illusion by Enchantress. Like, that still works. Keep that in mind. So, even when he's gone from the fight, say you evaporate J4 straight away, he has this pseudo hero in his place, like a Vengeful Spirit. Jump in, straight away on a boom, no hesitation. They bring him down, seeing that you want that DD so badly. They'll chase forward looking for Celery, but he's too far out. Just turn around, back away. I don't know if this is a Roche situation. It's not a free one if you do it.
Huge kill, though. Huge kill. And this Roshan, I mean, Mio with the Desolator, with the DD rune. The Ogre Frostmage also slowing attack speed considerably for Roshan. That's a huge kill. And I don't really think they want to go Roche. I think they want to fight force a fight, to be honest. I think if the Viking heroes come, they instantly fight them, because they still got the Doom. Oh, boy. Naive.
This is the thing, right? Phantasm, yeah, you popped it. But even when it's down, you've still got Kisses, and there's enough time that your Invoker's going to be back up. I think in some ways, Viking, they look at that as a willing sacrifice, because it's still impossible for you to now go sit in that pit with all the Vikings line up, and they'll smoke straight away.
Yeah. And they want to find a kill. Or do they want to snap the Roche? No, I don't think so.
No, you want an easy pick. Preferably someone like Gilga. J4's the only one who pokes his head out, though. Gilga goes in, toss back. Straight away on a boom. He's way too deep here. Gilga will give his life. Tornado thrown out the choppers. Water by time. Boom. Hit up by the Doom. They actually put it out on the wrong target. They hit the life stealer instead. Boom. It's low enough to die still, though. This stun is good from the LSA. Toby throws out his stun to try and buy enough time to retreat here. Shad almost free of this Doom. The kiss is coming out. Toby tanking up, moving in. Aramis goes deep. LSA thrown out because he was forced to fight with this. The Laguna's going to be thrown out and get the kill on the Cheshire Cat. It's a 3-for-2 exchange, but with the Medusa still alive, Roche might still be possible. They need to be careful of Shad here, though. Jump in.
Oh.
Celery. They forced the fire back out. Shad's looking to move forward towards Naive. Will go into Gilga instead. Celery looking to move away. Has got the Glimmer Cape in a few seconds, but no health left, so he won't be able to get it off. But Gilga will die. All of a sudden, everyone agrees that Roche may have been a little bit of a rash decision from both sides.
Yep, that's a dieback from Gilga as well.
Aramis?
17 seconds on the side lane.
I think this is ambitious. Be very careful of a dieback situation here. Naive being whittled away at, though. Shad hits pretty hard. And Naive can't fight. Not with that Heaven's Halberd potential there.
Oh, his mana going very low. And Bloodbath. Bloodbath once again. Almost getting the kill on Lifestealer. They doomed him, but he could just run away. With a Heaven's Halberd, he was also able to just shrug it off because of, well, he has 30 HP regen. Status resistance. So yeah, the Lifestealer dooming him doesn't really do much. Gotta admit, it didn't really phase him at all.
No, and now look at Toby with the Shadow Blade. Moves in on a Naive, trying to drag him in. Mio interrupts him, though, down to half HP already. In a bit of trouble. Activates the armlet. Then Laguna gets the kill on Mio. They activate the Stone Gaze to try and retreat. The chop through Boom makes sure Enge can't will away at him. But the cookie jump in from Shad, they're able to catch up to the Enchantress, and they may have just secured Roche for themselves.
That's three dead people, 2 kills. Tiny's still dead. And the Medusa even popped her ult. That's the big thing. She popped her ult, and she doesn't want to contest that at all without the ult. And that's a free rush. And I mean, not entirely free, but that's a rush that's not contested. And
It's a price you're willing to pay, right? Like, at the end of the day, a few deaths in Aramis's buyback. But at the same time, because Gilga bought back on that Tiny as well, like, you knew that you could dive past those tier 1s with no threat of some punishment out of a level 13 Tiny.
Yeah. Tiny, he's doing a lot of work. Like he's engaging pretty well, but his solo kill potential not really there anymore against the Heroes of Viking.
No, the Glimmer Cape on Celery ensures that that's not a 1 anymore. And then, you know, you look across at Lena. She's usually so far back. That's the peskiness of this cast range build. You just can't easily find her in these fights.
Look, who's Toby is fighting, though.
Is that a Doom or is that a creep? I can't tell. It kind of dies like a creep.
Yeah, I mean, 10 armor, 2k HP. It's not especially tanky at mid 24 against this huge Toby CK. Like, he's not top 1 anymore, but he's still level 17.
He doesn't need to be, though, right? Like, that's the stupid part about this hero, is that he uses that gold so well. And to be honest, if there was one item I'd hope to find as a CK in this game, it's what he's got, the Clumsy Net, right? Because it's all you need is stun, Reality Rift, and then if they're somehow still alive by the end of the stun, net them.
Exactly, and then the Reality Rift is almost ready again after the net. And that ensures that no one can really escape the grasp of like 3 CKs.
And the absurdity is all those cooldown reductions, because he did decide to go for the 40% cooldown reduction. I feel like we don't see it as often as maybe we should, but this feels like a sweet game for it.
Yeah. I'm also really in conflict about that talent choice. I really think you can do both, actually. I think they're both extremely good talents. And the cooldown reduction, I think it's slightly better in most games, and especially if you get a Clumsy Net.
I think it's if you're the true carry, right? That's when you take the strength. But if you're this type of CK, where you're more about your control and trying to absorb attention in these fights, then cooldown reduction seems ridiculous. Exactly.
And if you're like going for the not for the Medusa, like I think Toby's job here is to kill the Mio, kill the CK, kill the supports, kill the CK, kill the Doom, kill the supports. If that's his job, I think it's just good to go for the cooldown reduction to get more Reality Rifts, more Chaos Bolts out there.
And that's the way they have to play these fights. That's the way that the draft is designed to go, and that's the fault of Khans, is that this Medusa, for quite a while still, is going to be this hero that can be ignored at the start of the fight. You can reach the other heroes. You can burst them quickly. And that factor will not change for a long time due to the fact that they've gone for this Heaven's Halberd on the Lifestealer. The fact that they're going to build one next on Toby as well. They understand the reason we do not see Medusa succeed very often right now is because Heaven's Halberd is the flavor of several months now, not even 1 month.
Yeah, yeah. Like remember before the item got the recipe,
Mm-hmm.
like, it's just
Just build
400 on
Yasha
top.
Sanj all the time, right? And then disassemble them into the two.
Yeah, just disgusting, just disgusting. This item, it got nerfed heavily. It's like 400 gold on a 3.4k item. That's more than 10% increase in cost, and it's still bought by pretty much every hero in the game. And I guess Leicester is one of the best halberd carriers in the game. That is true, but still, like this item against Medusa, I feel like without this item, Medusa would actually be a very, very good pick. But just solely because of this item, the hero just doesn't feel that good in most games.
No, and you compare it to someone like a Drow. Drow at least has multi-shot, so even in those moments, you have some sort of damage output. But Medusa, well, the snake can dish a little bit of damage and help you sustain. As the game goes on, like you said, the item builds as well. It doesn't favor you these
Yeah,
matchups. And I think the part that makes Heaven's Halberd such a ridiculous item is not as much just the disarm. What makes it so viable is the lifesteal, the amplification on regen as
yeah,
well from the Sanj.
yeah, and it's also the evasion. Like that item offers so much,
Hmm.
and you need so many items to counter that. You need the BKB to counter the evasion, to counter the disarm. You need the MKB to counter the evasion. It's just this item is so efficient,
I mean,
and they're taking
maybe.
that bit too.
Okay, hear me out quickly. I'm thinking one
Yeah,
way they can maybe balance it a bit better is if it doesn't, for whatever reason in their brain they thought was logical, it gets additional strength, status resistance, and regen and lifesteal amp when you make it into a Heaven's Halberd. So like,
and evasion.
yeah, I mean, like, yeah, like everything is amped up. You're like, what? And
Yeah,
as I
pretty
say
value.
that, Tiny's like, what? Why
Yeah,
am
he's
I
like,
dead?
what? This Toby guy dealing quite a lot of damage. Every illusion hitting pretty rough. Oh my god, these illusions. Whew. Like the Medusa illusions, they're pretty non-tanky.
No, this Manta, you need it in this game, but it's not like this type of hero like a TB instantly as soon as he has a Manta, you're like, damn, those illusions. Whew, I don't want to
Yeah.
be near him.
Like for Medusa, it's pretty much a cold snap dispel thing. Not really oh, my illusions are gonna kill everyone. That's just the thing. Until you get really big. And talk about really big. The Lesher just overtook the Medusa once again and now finished the MKB, and his damage is starting to look pretty ridiculous, I gotta admit.
Oh, and Mio, what?
He died.
I noticed that. I'm a bit baffled because this, it must have been the Silver Edge catching him off. But you have to understand, like when you're in this situation, I get that he has to make this move, but nobody else is shown on the map, right? So you have to anticipate they're going to come and address top lane because there's so much value there anyway. There's a tier 1, there's a tier 2, and now with you on the sideline, there's nobody to try and cut those waves.
Yeah, and the Orchid also coming up now for Boom. Huge threat for the Void Spirit. I mean, yeah, now he's got the BKB, but still, he's died 5 times now, and dying 5 times on such a tempo-based hero like Void Spirit feels bad. That's why most Void Spirits just go for the Yules early on, but he's gone for the Desolator and paid the price.
And they know how to make a move. They go straight on at Toby. They throw out the Doom with the BKB from Cheshire Cat. You can chase this one down. Aramis has no real way to protect him just yet. The BKB's running out soon. They zone away Gilga. He stands to fight on Toby. Glimmer Cape will reduce the damage somewhat, but they perch it off and keep on chasing. Cold Snap to stop him from finishing the kill. They'll still be able to find it. Now the Stone Gaze chasing forward as well, but the disarm under Naive means he can't hit any targets just yet. Laguna shotguns down Cheshire Cat though, and J4 on the side is going to be chased by Aramis. Meanwhile, Celery able to escape the Glimmer Cape. They need to be careful of a counterattack and get everyone on Khan out. J4 won't be so lucky. He's going to be eliminated by the Lina, but they're pinging out Naive. And this Lifestealer moves much quicker than the Medusa. He wants to force out that BKB, but it's going to be a hard one. He needs reinforcements to do so. 1, 2, 3, and that's an ambitious TP. He has to use it now. As soon as Celery comes, he's like, well, crap. But they're going to keep going. This is the issue. You're so slow, and Shad is so quick. The buyback comes out. The movement in, the kiss is Gilbert trying to save the day. He will, but the price will be high for him as he gives over his own life. They do at least find Aramis as Mio was able to cut the backline. Celery brought low, but the cookie, the turnaround, they bait him in. Now dissimulate to try and move away. He gets up the high ground, but the cold snap is out. The BKB Shad needs one tap, but he can't find it. The astral step gets out, but now this is the thing. Lifestealer just hop in a creep and run for the high ground. They're going away. They can't reach him. Shad turns around. He goes in once more on the J4, willing away at him. The cold snaps, so he can't retreat. This is his buyback. He can't afford to go down. But what do you do about this Lifestealer? Nobody wants to touch him. Nobody wants to be near him. And as a result, they just let Bambi go bye-bye.
What was the, like, Naive, he mismicroed, I think. He popped his Manta, wanted to send his illusions back, but he sent his hero back, just turned around, and Lifesteal was like, oh, wait, what? Okay, I'm gonna slow you. No problem. Started hitting the Medusa, and Medusa had to pop the BKB to just get out of there, and baited the buyback from the Enchantress as well, and baited his team into going in. Oh, Celery top.
Oh,
Whoopsie.
not far gone. Silent Mio, though. He doesn't have BKB, but it looks like he'll get away with it. Shad's not quick enough across, so he'll just actual step away. Oh, Sunstrike. Decent damage. Spirit Vessel gets renewed. He's in trouble now. And they also lose Gilga. Toby's able to hunt in the bot lane. He even forces the BKB out of Cheshire Cat before he has the Doom available.
Damn, and CK, like as you said, after the Silver Edge, deciding to go the Heaven's Halberd and double Halberd against this Medusa, man. I don't see this Medusa killing anyone right now, because that's like 10 seconds of being disarmed. If he doesn't pop his BKB right away, but even if he pops his BKB right away, they're just gonna run away from her, right? This game's looking super rough for the Khan boys. Like right now, they're just being picked apart, and they are just ignoring the Medusa. They're killing the rest, farming the map. Medusa, we don't care what she does. If she comes, we have 2 halberds for her.
No, this is at this point Naive. He's probably wishing he could take the easy route, turn his bow on himself and end it. But even then, he'll look down and see that he's been disarmed. So it's a painful one. And this is the weakness of the Medusa. This was the pressure that we saw on Mio, and we're seeing that this lineup is beginning to crack under said pressure as it gets harder and harder. Like even if he goes in, even if he uses all of his spells and he uses them optimally. We've already pointed out his targets, his easy picks, Gilga as well, they're kind of gone. Like, the only one now is maybe Aramis. I mean, Snapfire being a strength hero with a Glimmer Cape and a Force Staff is just not the one anymore.
Yeah, that is true. Like, they can't really find the good engages anymore. And these three cores on Viking, they're just, every single core is farmed to the max, kind of. Like, CK, fat as hell. Invoker, huge as well. And well, Lifesteal, we don't have to talk about him. He's up there anyways. And well, Mio kind of falling off. And the Cheshire Cat, I mean, his early laning stage was just so horrible. He still doesn't have a dagger. That's a huge issue. He can't find the perfect Doom targets because he has no dagger. The only chance I have is Gilga throwing in the best target, but Doom on his own can't really find the good Dooms because he rushed the BKB. That's good, but if you have bad farm, and you still don't have a dagger by minute 30, that's a huge issue.
Yeah, you missed a critical window because now you're at the stage where Vikings' cores are becoming self-sustained, right? Exactly. So the Lifestealer, the CK, they don't really necessarily need help unless 5 heroes are running at them, which means that for the supports on Viking, they can just funnel all of their attention, all their efforts into ensuring that Boom is able to maximize his game. And that is critical here because when you're talking about a Doom, the last thing you want is, yes, it's nice to have a clear Doom target. It's not nice that they're able to invest all their resources into protecting said target with ease, though.
Yeah, true. Like, if you Doom this CK and he used his ult already, like, he doesn't really care. Lifestealer, same thing. He doesn't really care. Like, he'll just hit. Yeah, he might die, but still, he'll deal so much damage to you that, like, I don't know, this Doom just missed the timing. He has to somehow hit the Invoker, but without dagger, rough.
And this Toby CK has been critical to their success. You can see he's hunting now with the Silver Edge. He's even got the magic piercing spell immunity. Oh, jump in. They throw out the Doom. Toby's just going to walk it off. They'll jump in, try and punish him for this, though. They're not really able to protect the CK anymore. They know it, but maybe there's some counterattack afterwards if you're not careful as Khan. They ping Celery. LSA moving in. Shad with Electrium as well. J-Forge is gone. Cookie in. Straight forward on the Cheshire Cat. He's used the BKB. He's gone as well. And Gilga, he tried to toss him away, but he dies too fast. The Yules, the LSA set up afterwards, and Tiny will join him in the grave. It looked good for about 2 seconds before it fell to pieces.
They used everything for that CK. Like Doom, Medusa ult, and their positioning was broken. They could just be engaged. And now, whoa, what do? No Doom, no Doom. Get it? No Tiny, no Enchantress. And they can't defend their mid-ranks. They're just getting shredded.
No, this was not the can-do attitude I was looking for from Khan, and it's starting to fall apart really quickly. 17k up for Viking, now one side. Roche about to potentially spawn in 15 seconds. And this is the moment where if you're Khan, you maybe feel that pressure to rush out of the base. You have to hold back. You have to compose yourself and look for some sort of smoke movement. Because if you rush out worried about a quick roast spawn, if Vikin don't show on the map as a result, you could bait yourself into the coup de grace fight that ends your chances here in BTS Pro Series Season 3.
Yeah, we can't forget this. This is elimination time. Oh, bot lane.
And Aramis, he'll just TP away, but the Remnant interrupts him. It was ambitious. He at least forced out the BKB. They're trying to hunt for some sort of return kill on the top side of the map, but they won't be able to. That's a long time about Aramis. Roche is up in 40 seconds, so there's a small window where Khan could pounce. But no, Mio!
Yeah, Toby was there. Toby was ready. Toby stroke. And got him.
I mean, I was like at top ready for the Roche. I'm assuming he done the cheeky Silver Rage long range initiation with the illusions, and he's trying to fight against them here. Toby may have paid a high price, but he'll just chuckle and say worth. He wasted their time. Enough time that reinforcements are coming in, and Khan, they need to retreat quickly. Gilgir at least has the blink to get away. But now you're in this situation where, you used the Doom already. Yeah, it's still on cooldown. Mio's dead for so long that Roche is something Viking can inherently set up for. And if you're Khan, you need more kills now.
That is true. That is true. It's still a decent move. Like, this CK is dead for 60. They paid with Mio, of course. But
Gilgir's interrupted. Cheshire Cat's forced to BKB as well. And he's got the Doom, but he's got no way of using it. The timing on that, I mean, it looks like a big cooldown also, but now Doom can't make a jump with his BKB Doom.
But, there is a slight timing coming up for Khan. MKB on Medusa coming up, Dagger on Doom coming up. Like, if they want to win this, now is the time with the Dagger on the Doom.
Yeah, but they haven't got much time.
Going down.
Exactly. Shad is doing this real quick. The Alacrity is a ridiculous spell, and we'll learn him why. Boom. He charges forward like a madman. He knows it doesn't matter what happens to him. It's what happens to the big boy in the pit. And I'm talking about Roche, not Shad. Shad benefiting from that death, getting the Aegis and the cheese. The Spirit Vessel's now on the Cheshire Cat. Forced off to get Shad forward. He's close to being able to reach for the Rage to get the movement speed as well. And Cheshire Cat, because he doesn't have that BKB, is dead. Boom. Throws out the Tornado. The Stone Gaze is going to be wasted as well. The Disarm on a Knife means he can't turn around just yet. Shad is dragged in by the Remnant, but nope, not for long. Too much status resistance. He can just reset and get ready to go. They ping out Gilgir's location. He does TP out successfully. But this was while Toby was not there. This was while this was your moment to make a play. And now that Viking has 5 and outside your base, you know what comes next.
Exactly, the high ground push, and they kind of had a timing, but the Roshan was a tad bit too fast. A tad bit too fast. The Dagger on the Doom came 10 seconds too late. Like, honestly, this could have been a potential thing for them, but right now, looking rough again. 50 seconds on the Medusa ult. They can't fight before that. They actually have one fight left, probably, and that's the fight when that Medusa ult is back up.
Every good comeback in the history of anything has begun with one good fight, one final stand, and they're going to need that. Toby moves in, the Dragon, Medusa just brought down so quick, gone. No buyback either. The kiss is to cover them as well. As Tiny goes in to interrupt, the Doom's going to come out straight away and the boom. Buyback out from the Tiny, but Cheshire Cat's BKB will not save him from Toby. As he will just run back in. The GG gets typed, and Khan, last hope for CIS. CIS hopes are crushed. And Viking will proceed through to that lower bracket final tomorrow.
Damn, that Medusa got blown up. She couldn't even BKB. They didn't have a sentry on that high ground, didn't see Toby coming with a Silver Edge, and he just instantly stumped the Medusa and just blasted her away, like out of this game, out of this tournament, blasting the Medusa really hard and good. And like Medusa, like we have seen that hero win games, but in this game, it's just like, this hero, it just doesn't feel good. I don't know.
I mean, that's a recurring theme when we talk about ranged heroes in this meta. I feel like we're a broken record going back to it, but Heaven's Halberd is the flavor of the year at this rate. And, you mentioned some potential ways you can tweak it so it's not as desirable. But when you're talking about heroes that use it well, Lifestealer, yes, very clearly, amps up his lifesteal as well, gives him that evasion. Chaos Knight, evasion for the illusions against any physical damage, also benefits your lifesteal. Just inherent easy counters to the Dusa in this game. And also, this is just credit to Viking's style of drafting, the flexibility. We've mentioned this before. If we were to compare it to most teams here, they don't have as stapled in as a clear 1 through 5. Like, not true 1 through 5. They're very fluid. They understand that whenever it's a good game for Toby, for example, pivot into that. If it's an amazing game for Boom, we saw from the Shadow Fiend earlier, pivot into that, turn Shad into this tanky frontliner. But in this game, they've proven that Toby can also be the carry from the free roll.
Yeah, like Toby, standout performance. Dominated the lane together with Aramis on bot lane. Cheshire Cat couldn't get anything done in the first 10 minutes and just went with that. He just went killing people left, right, and center with this invisible assaults on the enemies. And his farm also was like it wasn't like I was running around killing some people. No, he was killing people, staying top farm up until like minute 20 or something. And well, the final fight, he also decided it by just jumping the Medusa, not giving her any chance to pop anything. And Toby, just a standout performance. And as you said, if this guy gets a good lane, he can play the pos one and he can dominate the game. And well, what did Shad do in this game? Well, he farmed items. He farmed items for approximately 30 minutes. Then he walked into the enemies and killed them all. But well, what actually happened? Toby won the game. Boom won the game. Shad, he was the backup carry and he delivered when it mattered most. And well, who couldn't deliver? The Medusa couldn't deliver because Toby played so damn well, and the Invoker also in the mid game took out the Medusa, took out her timing, and well, this laning configuration also. Back to the draft. The Viking GG draft was just a lot better in the early laning stage. We talked about it. Their lanes are greedy as hell, and they didn't get away from it. The Medusa got punished. The Doom got punished. The Boy Spirit, he got kind of a good early game, but still, they couldn't win any lane. While Viking, they were at least even, or won the lanes and just went with that lead all the way, played it safe, didn't throw, easy game.
And this is a potential criticism I want to highlight towards Khan, is the fact that, like, something we did notice in the previous game, but it works out because of the hero choice, but we saw them do it again, is they threw Cheshire Cat under the bus insanely early in this game, in a game where I don't think you can afford to do so. Like, your Medusa will recover if she has a crap start. Your Doom, as we saw, you skew his timings, you warp the timings of the BKB and the Blink by just a few minutes, which you highlight halfway through that, and the hero feels done. That's exactly what occurred in this game.
Yeah, like, he didn't even get a single Blink Doom off. Like, he bought the BKB at minute 25, and then couldn't get the Blink Dagger in 8 minutes. It's a 2k item. It's a 2k item, and it took him 8 minutes to farm that. 8 to 9 minutes even. That's like, what? 200 to 300 GPM? Like, of course, if your game is bad, you can't really farm on Doom. And, well, if you don't have a dagger on Doom, you are probably not going to win the game. That's it. This item is 99% required on this hero to hit the right Dooms. But, well, when he finally got it, as you said, the Lifesteal, the CK, they weren't even really that afraid of being doomed anymore. So I think, really, as you said it, throwing Cheshire Cat totally 100% under the bus didn't work out for them. And that's why I think Doom is also a very delicate hero to pick right now. I think on mid lane you can play it, but on the side lanes, this hero will get dumpstered. Like, his stats are just too bad for side lane, I feel like. There's Lina's, like, 60 damage level 1, ultra attack range. How can you lane Doom against a Lina support? I don't know. I don't like that hero. Didn't work out here. Viking, top 3 secured, going up against, well, the bosses who beat them earlier, right?
Exactly. They're going to be going up against ninjas in pajamas that managed to bring them down 2-0 in the upper bracket in the first round. We're going to see if they can get some sweet, sweet vengeance, or if NIP are going to look for a rematch of that upper bracket we saw earlier today. But you may have noticed something important, guys. Monster Clock has passed, only for today. And it will resume same time as usual tomorrow when we return for that lower bracket final to see if it will be Ninjas in Pajamas or Viking that take on Mud Golems in a best of 5. You do not want to miss it. Make sure you are here. Us in seat, ready to commence. Same time as always for the E region. We'll see you then. Get yourself some good sleep, or I don't know, get your Dota games in first. That's always crucial, okay? Get your Dota games in. Influx of some good old monster energy. Maybe you're a fan of this, maybe you're a fan of this, maybe you're a fan of like several different flavors. They overload you with them, and when you come back, you are going to get some sweet EU Dota. That's right, Ninjas in Pajamas versus Viking, Mud Golems versus one of those two. Can anyone stop Fada Fuddy Freestack? Or as it's now known after today, Baranya Stack. I don't know. That's why I'm going to be back here tomorrow, same time as always, to bring you those games and see just how far they can go. But for now, we'll bid you